when you kind of list out all of the tasks that an AI or an AI system can do well or not, you're going to notice some trends.
Today we're going to play Jenga.
That's right. Rock, paper, scissors,
Right.
What? Scissors, paper, rock.
I won.
Okay, that's a wrap. My name is Claudio. I am a marketing intelligence specialist at Core 42.
My name's Nathan. I'm VP of Commercial and I oversee our global DC expansion. Go.
I will take the first block then.
Window seat or aisle seat?
Question, I don't fly super often, but probably aisle seat. It's easier to just move in and out. This is not easy to move in.
The painted box.
There,
no one's thought this through.
There it is. Drop that right over there. Nathan, have you ever asked ChatGPT to roast you?
I haven't actually. I have very, very thin skin. What's the weirdest thing you've ever asked ChatGPT?
Wow, good question.
Maybe on your work account, like.
Probably asked it things like, are you alive? Are you conscious? Like, what is life for you? You know, these kinds of metaphysical questions. The answers were rather disappointing.
Yeah.
Do you say please and thank you to ChatGPT?
Every single time. I mean, what am I, heathen?
Yes. God forbid they get consciousness and...
No, honestly, like it is, it's just like inbuilt, like I have to. Every prompt is like a please, and I don't say thank you, but I do say please. Like it's just habit. And you?
I do, but now I'm getting more conscious of each token consumption that goes in, all the water gallons.
I know the answer to this one. Music or silent while working?
Well, obviously music. I'm a big fan. Also, it's quite interesting music. I'm a metalhead at heart.
Man, I would not have picked that at all. This guy's just like a silent assassin.
All right. If ChatGPT had to describe you in 3 words, what do you think it would say?
Stop asking questions.
Stop asking questions. Fantastic.
I am quite like pedantic. I ask sort of a lot, like similar to you. I probably should watch the token usage because I ask a lot of questions, follow-up questions, deep dive questions, and then I don't always read the answers. Like who's got time for the answers? So sometimes even asking the questions are helpful. But yeah, I think it would tell me to just shut up.
Do you ever ask like summarize the output you just gave?
Yeah, I do. I mean, like especially with Gemini, and the reports are so long. So yeah, I do. If you had to describe the global AI infrastructure rates, we've just gone from 0 to 100 in like in one word right now, what would it be and why?
In one word, the AI race. Inferencing. That's what I would choose. That's where we're headed. That's kind of the direction everybody's trying to get into. And plus, it's got a lot more use. I mean, I don't really know how to train something, but I can definitely press a button and get an output from a model. So that's probably where the direction is headed.
Fair call.
Travel. Very 100% here. Travel, planned or spontaneous?
So my wife and I have a term for it. It's called planned spontaneity. So we plan our trip like to the nth degree, but we allow like slots of time for spontaneous discovery. Planned spontaneity.
For entropy, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice, yeah. All right.
What's considered the operational currency of the AI economy?
Operational currency of the AI economy. Probably tokens, right? Tokens are the way that you measure the output of your models. So most likely how fast you can spew them out and how good the output is.
Yeah.
Take that.
Damn it.
What part of the AI stack do executives most underestimate?
This feels like it. Is it like if I touch it, I have to go? What's the rule here?
We play Italian Jenga here.
Well, you are known for the leaning tower of Pisa, so
exactly. There we go.
What was the question again?
All right, rewind that. What part of the AI stack do executives most underestimate?
I actually think the people. So I think we invest so much in the stack itself, but I think people adoption is quite low, and we can see that in terms of sort of the tail of usage for users is quite long. So you have some super users that just really, really deep into AI. But I think we need to focus on the people training and the people adoption side of things.
Right, I guess without people, you can't really build the stack to begin with. Yeah. You need engineers for the infrastructure, the users at the top, and everything in between.
But if we want like a serious sort of tech answer, I would say power actually is probably the biggest issue. I think people underestimate just how constrained the globe is. I mean, we see sort of 12 to 18 month lead times between sourcing data center capacity. So, we need to start making plans for 27, 28 sort of now. So it's a really big bottleneck.
Let's go.
What's the relationship between cloud and AI infrastructure right now?
Well, you can't have one without the other. You definitely can have cloud without the infrastructure behind it. It's a nice one. And yeah, I think it's kind of indispensable. Plus, you can have different kinds of cloud for different kinds of infrastructure and vice versa. So one dictates the other. And if you're thinking about it retroactively, when you look at your end use case, you can tweak your infrastructure to match the use case better. So it will kind of form a cycle, in a sense.
I think it probably didn't have as much of a connection a year or two ago where, AI infrastructure was just your high density training and your high density compute. But now we've gone agentic, and you need to basically have these agents and these multi-layered inferencing that is calling tools and calling databases, company databases. There needs to be a lot more tight integration between cloud and AI. There's nothing left.
Let's see. Which industry? Oh my God. Which industry surprised you the most in how fast it embraced AI?
Okay.
Not construction, definitely.
I would say healthcare.
Nice.
Healthcare. So I think, when the whole AI revolution started, I think businesses were very concerned about AI. Like, what will they say to a customer? Will they hallucinate? Will they give the wrong instruction to the wrong person at the wrong time? Will they say some other customer's data? And then you've got healthcare, and they're looking at protein folding and designing new drugs and screening for cancers. And I think it's partly because the healthcare industry were a lot more accustomed to high-powered compute. So I think the learning curve and the adoption curve, wasn't as alien to them. But still, I mean, when you've got some businesses that won't even implement a chatbot and others that are designing, cutting-edge drugs for humanity, I think it's quite interesting, the disparity.
Yeah, definitely. Plus, as sovereign infrastructure started to pick up the pace a bit more, then it enabled a lot more use cases in the more sensitive areas. I wouldn't want my personal healthcare data to go into a random cloud. But if you know the right place to put it, then you can use it for different things.
Yeah, true. Very true.
What do we do here? Lay this one right.
Fair, so stacked against me, pun intended. What's one statistic or insight from your research that genuinely surprised you?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So there's one I saw recently. We looked at the G42 5 gigawatt Stargate project and the AI campus more widely. So we're talking about 5 gigawatt deployments that we just mentioned earlier. It's a massive amount of power, relatively speaking. How many things you could use, how many cities you could power with 5 gigawatts of capacity. That's only 3% of the forecasted AI data center demand for 2030. Only 3%. And you know very well how much is going into that 5 gigawatt. So imagine if we really had to pick up that supply pace to meet the demand, the scale at which we need to operate.
That's crazy, isn't it? It's scary to think about.
This is scarier, I think.
I know. That's why I'll try to trick you into thinking it was still your turn.
How has demand for AI changed the way you talk to customers in the last 18 months?
I think I'll be right with you.
That's good.
I think this is going to be the end of the game.
Oh.
So you've got one here and you got one here. Yikes. Has AI changed the way we talk to customers? So I think customers are getting a lot more, there's two lenses, I think. So number one is you've got deep tech customers that know what different GPUs are capable of, different topologies are capable of. And right now we're seeing them come with extremely specific requirements, like very unique reference architecture, to the extent where you pretty much want to find that customer before you build your cluster, because it's almost customer specific. So I think that's one layer of, articulation that didn't, I think, exist sort of 3 or 4 years ago. The other lens is more, B2B. People are a lot more savvy. So previously, when you were trying to sell to businesses, it was like, okay, what revenue uplift? Because that's how you talk, right? The consultants come in, what's the revenue uplift? What's the cost cut? Now people actually are a lot more savvy about tokens and about dollars per token, time to first token, inter-token latency, intelligence per token. So I think, you're starting to see people move up the stack in terms of their own knowledge and start to translate what that means for their business. So that's a bit more fun when people can speak the lingo.
More like upskilling in a sense.
Yeah. Because it means they're also thinking more broadly about applications and not just like, okay, you solve how, AI is going to fix my revenue problem. They're actually going, okay, AI can do a whole lot more than that.
Here we go.
Was there a trend in customer behavior or adoption that you didn't expect?
Trend in customer behavior.
Or adoption that you didn't expect?
Well, it's a good question. Definitely. Probably the public sector, matter of fact. And in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, UAE, we see it a lot more present. Oh my God. I mentioned the public sector because there's just so much that you can do when you have, your society's data all kind of pulled into the right infrastructure, and when you have all of these entities collaborating into creating use cases that are actually quite surprising. The TAM app is the perfect example. Then there's a genome project also touching on the healthcare bit. I come from an ecosystem where it's relatively sluggish to create change. The likes of the Europe side of the story, or maybe on the other countries that are still picking up the pace. And yeah, I would say it's quite interesting when you have a unified, consolidated strategy and you have all the different stakeholders connected. You can really do wonders with that kind of vision and direction. And yeah, the public sector has really shown that here.
It's very true. Like, there aren't many countries in the world where you'd be like, the government is a faster adopter than the private sector, except here. I think this is a very unique situation. But they really are leading the way, aren't they?
Have fun. All right. What's the biggest factor that makes a location viable for a large-scale AI deployment?
This game, by the way, is more stressful than our multi-billion-dollar GPU deployments. Honestly, it's easy. Access to power. It's such a.
You could say humans are more CPU adjacent, where we just have one parallel thread. GPUs have multiple threads and they can do multiple things at once.
Talking, I can't focus. Can I phone a friend? You want to take it?
I don't know how useful that's going to be. We can reach Burj Khalifa height by...
Oh.
No way. No. Hey. How could I live that? Oh my God.
Whoever painted this painted it too thick.
Oh my God.
Hi. What was the question?
Let's see. The biggest factor that makes the location viable for a large-scale AI deployment.
Oh yeah, so power. I think we, as you said, governments are so slow to regulate and provide permitting, and power is literally the bottleneck. It's 12 to 18 months to find sites that are viable. In fact, there are a lot of Bitcoin mines that are converting to AI suitable DC centers because they've already got the power. So we're at that point now where we're retrofitting mass scale crypto mines to power. I think the other aspect is it's not just about power, it's about sort of community sustainability. We don't the best site is a site that's powered behind the meter, which means that we're not drawing from the grid, we're not making things more expensive for the consumer. So I think if the goal is the betterment of humanity through AI, kind of defeats the purpose if you then drive up, local consumption costs for the communities around. So it's a tricky thing to find the right site with the right power profile.
Mm-hmm. And also, how do you source the power, like green, clean, you're kind of trying to be sustainable?
Yeah, exactly. Gas, there's multiple factors. And then of course, trying to overlay that with the customer demand. Where is the customer? And are they inferencing or latency sensitive? So then that limits you to certain geographies. So yeah, it's a challenge, but it's a fun one.
Yeah, we got it done.
Yeah, stop the name, mate.
All
right.
Let's see.
How is agentic AI changing the way humans and machines work together? That's such a big question for such a late stage in the game.
Yes. I literally see no way out from here. There's zero way out. Okay. I have to try it out then.
Should we go the flick method or?
It's fun. Need a chisel, guys.
Oh.
But the paint is... Oh, nice. My God, it's like bricks, really. All right.
I should really stop smack talking. So absolutely.
The overconfidence kills you. You're going to need that. I totally forgot it.
How is agentic AI changing the way humans and machines work together?
Oh, good. Big question. I think you can do a lot more with the same time that you have. So as a human, and there was a study on this, I wrote a paper on this as well a while ago. Of course, if there is a lot of data, if it's predictable, if it's something that you can replicate relatively easily, that's something an AI could do relatively quickly. Of course, the more AI agents you have connected together, the easier that becomes. But when it comes to the human side of the story, so when it comes to communication, teaching, mentoring, also how do you convey abstract concepts? And then, as I said earlier, the things that are unpredictable, things you're going to need to use your intuition to problem solve or gather some kind of insight. Then that becomes a bit tricky for an AI system, and you're going to have to be kind of the babysitter of that system and kind of tweak it, teach it, direct it. So there's a lot more that you can do with your time as a human when you're outsourcing the predictable things to the system. And of course, the more useful data you give to the system, the more things it can do and the more agency that receives. So then that leaves you again with even more time to do even more strategic, intuition-based and human-based.
It's a good point. It's really interesting. People say that, or experts in the field say that agents, you almost need to treat them like low-level employees that need to be coached and trained because they're going to make mistakes. You can't unleash an agent without first putting guardrails in place and watching it and developing it. So I think it's almost like an employee, like it's someone that you do have to coach and mentor. And we've, as G42, allowed agents to start applying for roles in the organization. So I think we're treating them very much like that. I think people are afraid of agents as well, taking their jobs, but I just see them as multiplicative. Like we're building an agent for data center due diligence, like technical due diligence, and it's going to allow us to do 5 times as many due diligences and find those diamonds in the rough, those sites that don't impact communities and have good cost economics and good energy sources. So I think it's going to be very interesting.
Amazing
Evolution.
Good luck with that, sir. How do you differentiate between AI hype and real market demand?
I think it's quite easy, right? I think back in the day, the hype was all people wanted to try POCs. They wanted to they wanted to rent 8 GPUs for 6 months, whatever. And now people are like locking down 5-6+ year contracts because they want security of tokens, supply chain surety. So I think now we're moving into almost a security of supply chain dynamic. And so when people start talking about that, I think that's when you moved away from the hype and people are really putting their
It's a tough one.
Like, it's not even, it's a zero budge.
Hey, you do it. Should we start a construction business?
Well, we're about to start a demolitions business in a second. Can you? Oh, you see budge?
Yes.
This is surely.
No way.
This is surely it. It's done, I think.
There's no way. You are shaking more than the tower.
I know. I would not be a good surgeon. What's that game that, like, when you play with?
Yeah.
The operation. Oh, this
Operation.
would be going nuts right now. This would be just.
Good. Okay. I have to digest this now. Oh God. Yeah, let's try.
What's the market signal that tells you a country or region is serious about AI? I can break it down to tokens if it would be. What's? Yeah.
Oh my God. I feel like it's probably. See, I can go here because everything is so under pressure. I can go here because it's so fragile.
That's going to leave me many options.
Nope.
Try and this white one. Just like,
Yeah, you think?
what is it, like the magic?
Yeah, it's sitting on the rug. You only live once.
You're running out of tape.
Play Jenga once.
Like,
We are running out of tape. You're right. You might also want to be productive with your day. But I can flick it above this thing because it's just gonna work.
oh my God.
You guys should try this. It's quite fun. Therapeutic. The diamond in the rough. All right.
You notice I wasn't smack talking because I knew that this.
I need the question. I like zero now.
What's the market signal that tells you a country or region is serious about AI?
Yeah. Well, I mentioned earlier about having a strategy, and the UAE has this, but there's many other countries that are popping up. They're recognizing AI as a strategic priority. Of course, there's implications on the economy of it, but also on the society, and even in the public administration itself. And how do you reshape your current institutions and your current, I guess, your axioms, your foundational principles, in a way that accelerates that pace of progress exponentially. So yeah, the UAE has a national strategy for 2031 when it comes to AI. Many other countries, the European Union has one. The US, of course, has multiple pillar documents. So it's not only a matter of making it into a document, but it's also about internalizing it as a flag, as a banner that you follow as a country, as a nation. In your opinion, are AI customers prioritizing speed to market or cost efficiency?
I think it's still speed to market. I mean, even now, customers reaching out, asking when's Rubin clusters coming online, and we're in such a supply constrained environment. But I do think that cost is a big overlay, especially when you're entering into these massive 100 million, multi-billion dollar contracts. So I think it is still speed to market, but I think there is, as the token usage is growing, I think people are becoming more cost sensitive. So there is an awareness of that now. Whereas previously, I think you had this, small cluster of very, very expert people, and a lot of people that weren't using the AI. And now, as it disseminates through the population, I think those costs start to rise. And I think it's not even just about the cost; it's more about the token scarcity. So like where these tokens, there's only a finite number of them, and yes, cost is a translation for that, but where these tokens are best suited. And I think that's where people are starting to go, okay, let's put it into the best ideas and not just produce slop.
No, it's interesting. I guess the hardware also plays a role in this. And now we're starting to see the democratization of architecture, where it's not only GPUs that are the massive, savior. There's also other non-GPU architectures like ASICs. Some FPGA are used for some AI tools as well. and then quantum in the next few years is really going to pick up. So, there's a lot more hardware, which enables a lot more sort of nuanced decisions when it comes to building that stack. For sure. Speaking of building the stack,
what's the difference between AI hype and AI demand, and how do you tell them apart in the data?
In the data, it's a good question, because when you look at spend has a lot of hype, because we are seeing in the converse a lot of underutilization and the word is over allocation. So when you're just over purchasing just to ensure that you have that availability, but then you're not using it. And so that spend is reflected by your actual output received is not as good. But I guess, when you directly look at the source of output proxies, so your tokens, even just the mentions of AI-enabled projects from a business, then you can really see how they've used what they've purchased.
I think there's also like the circularity of funds, right? So is it the same companies that are, injecting capital, whether it's hyperscalers or the ODMs? But I think we're starting to see rising, spend from companies outside of this ecosystem.
My God, it's like I'm digging for fossils. Oh my.
No.
Brace yourself.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there's no way. Zero way.
Don't just changing direction now.
I wouldn't be so sure though. I would not be so sure. I'm not out of the woods yet.
Got it. Take 5.
Oh my God, it's falling apart at my feet, at my hands. Oh, no way. Bless AI. Oh my God.
Oh man, I can't believe I pushed your promotion through as well.
Low blow, man. All right, let's hear it. How does AI infrastructure strategy impact overall GTM and sales?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, it's a tough one. How does AI infrastructure impact overall GTM and sales?
I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier, right? That when we're starting to see big offtakes from customers, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 GPUs, and a lot of these customers are very sophisticated. They have very specific reference architecture, maybe reference architecture, their own architecture. And so a go-to-market motion is literally very collaborative, working with them to understand exactly the topology and the layouts that are unique to them, and then signing the deal and then building it. So it's moving from that, buy, build, sell to the sell, buy, build model. So I think that's the main difference.
Makes a lot of sense.
What does market intelligence actually mean when the market is moving faster than the reports?
Luckily, I have a bit of a data science background. So I'm able to understand, what I can proxy, what I can replace, and what I cannot replace. Most importantly, what I can trust and what I cannot trust from source.
I don't think you can trust that stick.
100% not. Yeah. No. Maybe the one next to it. But yeah, when it comes to the reports, I mean, it's the difference between top down and bottom up. Oh God.
How are you finding these, honestly? How are you finding?
Where'd it go?
It's just like,
I should have
held together with a wing and a prayer at this point.
It should have been a stonemason, I guess. Feels like stone, not wood.
It is like the Cayenne Tower at this point. Like,
exactly. I was thinking the same. What's the single most important GTM lesson you've learned in AI so far? Oh my God. Amazing. Yeah, I'm cooked.
Yeah.
So
what was the question?
Well, the question was
something about go-to-market and
the single most important GTM lesson you've learned in AI so far.
I think the number one for me is lowering the barrier to adoption for customers. I think I think there's been a reliance on selling to like deep tech, going in with flops and this setup and that setup, and people know what you're talking about. And I think people some companies want to know how this is going to impact their business and how they can implement AI to make a difference. And I think that we need to start talking about use cases and about what actually is meaningful for the customer, rather than just trying to sell a GPU or 5,000 GPUs. So for me, that's been the biggest learning. And that's partly because I come from a consumer-facing background, right? So customer is always number one in my mind.
Yeah, no, good point. Now, the most important lesson I'm learning is not to underestimate gravity.
What's one belief about AI that you've personally changed your mind on? No, you read these questions. These are really good. These are really good.
I think it's the fact that we're moving kind of away from LLMs as the kind of the god technology. There's a lot more that you can do with the fundamental principle of AI. It's not just LLM or natural language processing. It's also, neural networks, the training strategies, the learning strategies. Is more from a computer science and mathematics route. And those are the ones that are enabling the frontier to be expanding. I've been following Jan LeCun recently. He's a visionary and pioneer in the space. And of course, he's sustaining the fact that we can't just base ourselves off of the wonders of ChatGPT. There's a lot more that you can do. And so he created a business specifically for that purpose, to expand what you can do with the mindset, I guess, of AI when it comes from a computer science and mathematics background. So yeah, I'd say I was very excited when LLMs and chatbots became a thing, and they actually became good enough to produce decent output. But now we've moved beyond, okay, is this good enough, to I know it's good enough. Can I do more with it? I think that's the mindset shift that's happening.
It's my turn, isn't it?
If you could simplify one thing about AI infrastructure for customers, what would it be?
Oh, come on, Jenga champion.
The VP of strategy for a reason.
Sometimes you got to reverse direction, my friend.
Yes, sir.
I think when you look at most SaaS adoption, the products that have won are the products that are most customer friendly. Like, you just turn them on and they work. Like, you look at ChatGPT, the browser, the app, the UI is very clean, very easy to use. The fact that no one knows what Slurm and Kubernetes and AMD, Qualcomm, NVIDIA, no one knows any of that stuff, right? So I think we need to find ways of selling AI like right at the top of the stack, because I think that you shouldn't need a degree in artificial intelligence or data engineering, or you can be an electrical engineer to be able to comprehend how AI can add value. So I think that's the main thing, is that we shouldn't have to simplify the AI infra. We should eliminate AI infra as a consideration for the customer.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. It's not often that you get to speak to maybe a CIO or a CEO or a business owner, and they understand, I need to use whatever, NVIDIA NVL72 GB300 because of XYZ.
Like, they need a response to their customer in 1 second, or they need an outcome for $50 or whatever it is, right?
Exactly. So, or they just want AI. Exactly. They come to you saying, I want AI.
Exactly.
Give me AI.
And I want intelligence. And so I think it's up to us to build a system whereby we turn infrastructure into tokens, into intelligence that can be monetized. And then you don't have to, as a consumer, worry about any of that.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Right.
How can organizations move beyond AI experimentation to full-scale operation?
From experimentation to full-scale
operation.
We're not playing Jenga, that's for sure. It goes to the point I mentioned earlier about having a clear strategy, but even going beyond that, I think that's more of a prerequisite than anything. But when you look at a company that's already defined what it is that they want to do with AI and kind of the direction that they're going in, it's probably going to be a matter of aligning all the stakeholders involved and saying, okay, you, Mr. User or Mr. End Customer, what is it that you actually want, and how do you transition that into requirements? Matter of fact, when we look at the the software development lifecycle or the kind of product lifecycle in general, the first step is always there. It's never really changed with the dawn of AI. Of course, your development techniques and your vibe coding, whatever, that's changed the later stages of the cycle. But when you look at the very first step, which is defining your requirements, elicitation, talking to the customer, understanding what it is that you actually need to go for, then you take those and you translate them into classes, functions, whatever, agentic systems. But if you don't nail down your requirements first, it's going to be challenging for you as a business. So that's probably what I would say. Oh my God. So targeted.
Yeah.
Should I become a pro at this?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we both should go pro. I think is there an Olympic sport for this yet?
What's next in AI infrastructure from a market strategy perspective? What's coming up?
I think people will need to diversify up the stack. I think you'll start to see players, neoclouds, hyperscalers start to do JVs with utilities, with like nuclear companies that can manufacture and bring to market power. I think that's becoming, a massive constraint. So close.
Tag team? No way.
So I think I also don't want people to think that, only if you have, JV, massive utility buying power, should you be thinking about, AI. I think what we're seeing is that there is such a constraint on the supply chain that the useful life of AI or infra is extending 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. The Hopper series is starting to rise in price, even though it's 4 years old. So I think what you're going to have is, this huge demand with a huge number of configurable permutations, AI architecture, infrastructure out there. And it's about, okay, how do I utilize my assets? I've got, GPU clusters in Europe, US, UAE. I've got AMD, NVIDIA, Cerebras. I've got all these different types. I've got customers who want training, customers who want low latency inferencing, agentic. So how do I service all those customers simultaneously and optimize my capital? I think that is the big question, especially as we move from rolling out new assets to monetizing assets that have been rolling off contract.
Interesting. So it's not only orchestration from a workload perspective, but also from a, strategy perspective as well.
100%.
Well, let's orchestrate this. It's because of the...
Yeah, it's tough.
Oh. Yes.
How can AI initiatives be aligned with specific business outcomes?
Yeah. No, so we've already mentioned a lot of the recurring things. So having a strategy, talking to your stakeholders, whether it's outward facing or inward facing, your different teams, your different customers. If you had to add a third potential component, it would have to be basing it off of data. And that's something we observe, and it's kind of been a recurring trend where if you're basing your GTM or your strategy decisions or your infra decisions off of just hunches, then you're not going to go particularly far. We've seen the massive increase in training specific infrastructure that's out there. But now when you look over the horizon, probably by the end of this year, we're going to see inferencing become the main thing or the main outlet of tokens. So of course, there is costs to switching and to recreating infrastructure to kind of tune it back into what the market really demands. And without data, you wouldn't really be able to make that call. And again, if you base it off of hunches or top-down reports, as we said, then it's going to be a challenging few years.
Oh, Mr. Right. So.
What are the regions with the most developed data center sourcing kind of capabilities? Where do you see the most promising data centers? In which regions? And which regions are still kind of picking up the pace?
Look, the US is got by far the most mature data center environment. I mean, they've got a huge amount of natural resources, natural gas. They've got huge behind the meter capabilities. They've got a supply chain that's built. And to be honest, a lot of the demand is there. So I think you're seeing a lot of investment in that space. You look at Europe, and there are parts of Europe where the environment are beneficial. So if you look at the Nordics, for example, it's so cold that it naturally keeps these data centers cool, and you use less power to have to cool them down. So there are things that are beneficial from a geography perspective, but Europe is so slow in terms of regulation and power permitting that it's just taking a long time for them to catch up. So I think US, in terms of maturity of human infrastructure and capital allocation, and then Nordic region, Northern Europe, in terms of geographical alignment.
What about Asia?
Asia is definitely something that we see a lot of promise in Asia. There's obviously a lot of available land. Electricity can be cheap. The infrastructure ranges from developed to underdeveloped. So there is definitely opportunity. I think some of the challenges are that region has not adopted AI as quickly, but that doesn't mean that there aren't use cases to be found. So we have, as you know, expansion plans in the Asia Pacific region. So there's definitely opportunity. I think especially when these countries values data sovereignty above all else, you start to see the government step in to find ways to make the sourcing more palatable. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, makes sense. Rightio. Let's see. This is a matter of principle now.
Winner! Undisputed champion. Well done.
Congratulations.
Well done. So, your question. If you could give one piece of advice to teams building products today, what would it be?
It is a tough question. I think it's knowing that there is an interdependency between your product decisions, your infra decisions, your GTM decisions, your talent decisions. It's all massively interconnected. When you think of the skill required to even use infrastructure like the one that we offer, or when you're looking at developing, again, it depends what you need to develop. If you're looking for training, you're looking for fine-tuning, or you're just wrapping around something that already exists, or you're completely going beyond conventional axioms and just shifting the paradigm completely. So it's just knowing very well that you're not making isolated decisions. So everything has an impact around itself. And when it comes to, as we said, infrastructure decisions, you're doing a multimodal agent, you need to know a certain set of things. You're doing a world model that's coming up as well, you need to do a certain amount of things. You need to choose the right infrastructure, the right billing method, the right orchestration layer, the right sovereignty layer, depending on the data that you have, that you're looking to use. So it's going to be a big intersect of many different stakeholders and different things.